Okay, good morning. It's RonnieG again. Good morning. Welcome to RonnieG's radio show, The Community Speaks. It's a bit cramped right now. I don't have the personnel that I need to have, but we are okay. We're up and running. Today I have a very influential. I have a very influential guest who does a lot of great things in the community. I've known this person a very long time. Gone to school, King College Prep. Go Jaguars. But yes, this is I'm gonna let her introduce herself.
Good morning, Chicago. Hi, I am Natrina Kennedy, and I am the CEO and founder of the Women's Health Initiative. Here with Ronnie. Just wanted to say good morning to everybody.
Okay. Now, here again, the point of this show is to highlight different things that people are doing in the community that's helping us as young Black Chicagoans. So, I wanted to introduce. First of all, let's look at this card. Okay, let's look at this. We've got number one. Let's follow this page. Women's Health Initiative. Go click it up. Like. That's her own business page. What is going on here with the women? What is the Women's Health Initiative?
So, Women's Health Initiative is pretty much a nonprofit that I founded 2 years ago that is dedicated to decreasing health disparities amongst women of color. It was a culmination of all the things that I was interested in, I was passionate about, and I felt like I had to do something and really just wanted to create a space that was for my people. So I founded the organization with the hope that I would bring awareness and knowledge to people in the community about, one, what are health disparities and how do they impact us every day. So just a quick filler. So disparities are pretty much gaps. What are gaps? It's anything that is keeping us from being healthy, keeping us in a space that is not as competitive as other people. And so what I was noticing is I went to a predominantly white institution for college, and I was making a lot of money at a very young age, and I was very privileged compared to people in my community. And so I was working with pregnant women every day who were exceptionally affluential in their communities, and they were very wealthy, to say the least. And for me, I was going back home to Southside Chicago, where a lot of the women that I was around every day, a lot of the people that I was around was not as fortunate. And so I ended up being in a space where I was working in one space, but I was going home to a different space, and I wasn't liking how much of a difference I was being a part of, like, the community that I was in. I wanted to do something about it. At the time, I was an undergrad, and I decided to write a policy portfolio about what the differences were. And so this portfolio included media. How does media portray Black women? And are they talking about how we're dying more in labor? Are they talking about our educational systems and what we're experiencing every day? I looked into policies that are bringing disparities in place. I looked into access to care. Why does it take us 15 minutes to get an ambulance in our communities? Why are we dying more and at higher prevalence compared to other people? And all these different things built this portfolio. And I actually worked on that for a very, very long time. And that was like the basis of my organization. While I was working on that, my sister actually lost my niece to SIDS, which was like one of the things I was studying and researching as a part of these disparities. And so all of this to say, needless to say, that I felt like I had to do something. So I did it.
Hey, you know what? And that's what it takes. That's what it takes. You gotta, it's that feeling. You feel like you got a platform and you can do something. That's what we're here for. That's what we do. And I like that. That's, a reason why we're doing this. Okay, so where did your journey start? I know we went to King College Prep, but I feel like your journey with this did not start there, did it?
I would actually say probably around the same time. So I grew up in a very powerful family. Okay. My family are very supportive. I have a huge support system within my home and with my immediate family. And all of them have been community shakers. Okay. They have always been involved in the community. They've always been caring. And I feel like that was, like, deeply rooted in me as a person because of that. Also, like, I would say, like, my first job, I worked for Austin People's Action Center. That was my very first job. I worked for the VP there, and the whole nonprofit was geared towards like making a difference in the community. And so being a part of that atmosphere also kind of just like gave me more confidence to really do something in my community. So I think it's like best of both worlds, pretty much.
Well, it is. I'm really picking up on the healthcare. You mentioned first what wrong with me is you mentioned, why does it take so long for an ambulance to come when we're in emergency? Okay, and it does seem as though it's probably a race thing, because I'm pretty sure if my skin was a little fair and I called the ambulance, it's probably there in 5 minutes. But from where I'm coming from, I'm accustomed to that. Our emergency systems, police, any emergency, police, ambulance, when we call, they do not show until the aftermath. Then we don't need you, you know. So that stuck with me. So, but I understand that your position is with Black women in healthcare. I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't know that, yes, maybe if you all were in labor, this, you know, in my head, I'm thinking if you're pregnant and you make that call, they're on it. You know, you go to the hospital, they're on it. But clearly there's something, as a Black man, I don't understand. I don't know.
I really think it's important to explain and highlight that healthcare is a big system. Okay. And race is one piece of it, but it's also allocation of resources. It is also education with physicians as well. So I think race is one snippet of it, but everything is a well-oiled machine, and you have to understand like how each moving piece plays a role in that. And so for me personally, with my organization, I personally felt as a businesswoman and as a community mobilizer that it was important that, one, we educate ourselves first and we support each other first. And we can bring resources into our own communities, and we can also just love on each other, and that will make a big difference, because you can't change everything about the system. Healthcare is a business. And with it being a business, there are certain things that you're able to really tug on and make a change with. But if we are healthier ourselves, if we support each other ourselves, if we care more about our community as a whole, then we can do change from within first, and then the outside pieces will come into play a little bit later.
Okay. See, another great point. Another thing, you know, that's something that I'll hang up on is our networking. You know, especially within our communities, everyone seems to, you know, who isn't in our communities, they seem to look on from the outside and see inside, and, you know, they come up with these things, you know, we're crabbing the barrels, we don't help this, we don't help each other, we don't want to see each other succeed, which I personally know that is untrue. You know, I have a lot of, you know, great friends and things who are very supportive of things that I do, and I am the same way, you know, so what you're doing, again, I feel can this thing hear me? I feel it's a great platform. Yeah, it can. It's a great platform. Okay, so we've got your website. Okay, do you want to give your information so that people can know how to find?
So a few things. So for my personal business pages, you guys can add us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at WHI. You can also visit our website at www.wearewhi.org as well. And then for me personally, you can add me on all social media platforms at Natrina Nicole spelled with an E. And I just want to mention that, you know, like as a woman of color, women in general, we're nurturers, and naturally we just give. And so the basis of my foundation is to the idea that when you say we, it does not just mean me by myself. It means that it encompasses me and another person.
We.
We.
WHI.
Yes, okay. We. And so I just really wanted to point that out, because I think it's really important to understand that you are not alone in anything that you do, whether it's your mental health, your physical health, whether it's your social support, whether it's you just trying to learn something new. It's always another person that's there to listen, that's there to understand you, and that's been there before. And so that is a culmination of my community project, which is Women We Stand, which is what we're going into 2020 working on, which is a community project geared towards mental health. And it's all about understanding, why do we love each other? Why do we love ourselves? Why don't we love ourselves? And just really just, you know, bringing more energy into thinking about that and healing from within. And with that being said, I just want to thank you for, giving me the opportunity to just speak to my fellow Chicagoans today and just, show some love.
Not a problem at all. That's what this is for. Like I said, I've seen a lot of great things that a lot of us are doing. It's just we really don't, we don't network well enough to where things can really take off. That's just how, I just feel if we networked a little bit better, a little bit more, we could all help each other to reach those levels we're all trying to reach. And what you're doing, again, I'm about to be a father, so of course,
congratulations.
Of course, thank you. That weighs with me. The health, the health care for Black women in pregnancy and labor and things like that. I feel like you could really help. There's a lot of, because like I said, I've got, a Black woman who is pregnant, and I'm very certain a lot of this she doesn't even have access to, and it's not because of circumstances or situation. It's just because she doesn't know, so that's what this is for. No, this, I do appreciate, but no, this is for us. This is for everybody,
Exactly.
What you're doing for the community is more, to me, is more of an attribute for us than,
Yeah, and I really just wanted to just take the time to really push on that. Like, everybody always asks me, like, what is your thing with women? And and really, it's just like, it started off with like
you are a woman.
Exactly, I am a woman. But it really, the infatuation really started with, I was pre-med and I wanted to be a neonatologist, and that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to love on infants. Okay. And then when I started working in the healthcare field, that's how it started. But eventually it changed, and I became like really like into the idea that, as a woman, you can change generations. You can change financial cycles. You can generational wealth. You can change literally everything just with the idea of a womb. And when you really think about that, it's like amazing. Like you can't, you cannot negate the beauty of a woman.
No.
And just to know that, like, even like for women who cannot bear children, they still have that nurturing spirit, and they can give to the community. They can support other women. And I've been so fortunate to be around powerful women, especially like my mother, who kind of instilled all that in me. And I just really want to share that with other people.
Okay, well, look, that's what this is for. And you know what, and I appreciate it. I'm pretty sure those who are listening, they appreciate it as well. It seems as though we are about out of time. It is 10:15. Again, I appreciate you coming.
Thank you so much.
And sharing with us. You gave your information. If you would like to do that again, you can, because I do believe that it's really important for them.
One last time for everybody who's listening in, my name's Natrina Kennedy, founder and CEO of the Women's Health Initiative. You can find us on any social media platform at WHI. Okay,
yeah, we gotta have you back, because it's 15 minutes is not enough. I'm starting to see that now. I want to start small, but 15 minutes ain't enough. Because it's so many more questions I want to ask. I got to have you back. We're going to set it up. Okay, so, hey, look. Thank you again for tuning in to RonnieG's radio show, The Community Speaks. I'll be here again I'm saying tomorrow. I'll be here again Friday, 10 a.m. to 10:15. Tune in. This is real. This is for us. This is not a game. Tune in, and if I got my page, Ronnie's Radio. If you would like to be on the show, if you have something of importance that you feel that people need to know and is important, just contact me through there. Again, I love and appreciate all of you. I will see you all Friday, Chicago.